近日，尼中两国元首一致决定将尼中关系提升为全面战略伙伴关系。In an attempt to give proper attention to global events, in today's video, we will be looking at a short part of the official text published after Nigeria and China's presidents met 3rd of September. First, I will read the text as published in Chinese and then explain some of the expressions and logic behind their usage. At the end, I'll share my views on how this affects Nigerians learning Chinese. Sit back and enjoy. 中华人民共和国和尼日利亚联邦共和国关于建立全面战略伙伴关系、构建高水平中尼命运共同体的联合声明。应中华人民共和国主席习近平邀请，尼日利亚联邦共和国总统波拉吉努布于2024年9月3日对中华人民共和国进行国事访问，并来华出席中非合作论坛北京峰会。访问期间，习近平主席同提努布总统在亲切友好氛围中举行会谈，就中尼关系以及共同关心的国际和地区问题交换了意见。两国元首一致认为，站在新的历史起点上，中尼作为发展中大国和新兴经济体的重要代表，战略协作不断加强，将为新时代中非关系注入新的动能，也将引领全球南方携手共进。为进一步巩固互信、拓展合作、加强协作，两国元首一致决定将中尼关系提升为全面战略伙伴关系，构建高水平中尼命运共同体。I'm sure you must have noticed that at the beginning of my speech, I said Ni Zhong, but while reading the text, I say Zhong Ni. Actually, this is usually from the perspective of who is writing the text. If a Nigerian media house or news outlet is going to publish this news in Chinese, they will say Ni Zhong. So usually we put our country first. So we have Nigeria before China. But if a Chinese news outlet is going to publish the same news, they would say Zhong Ni. They will put China before Nigeria. So this is not about a matter of superiority or inferiority now. It's just the matter of who is putting out the news. And the same goes for any other country. So if China is talking about China and US, they would say Zhong Mei. While if US is talking about US and China, they would say the US and China. So that is how it works. Then the second word I want us to look at is 国事访问. 国事访问. So 国事访问 literally means state visit. So this is the official term used in diplomacy. So when there is a diplomatic visit between one country and the other, they use the word 国事访问. 国事访问. Then the third one is 中非合作论坛. So 中非合作论坛 is the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, in short, FOCAC. This forum holds every 3 years with the aim of enhancing the cooperation between China and African countries, with the exception of the Eswatini, which used to be Swaziland. I mean, there is a country called Eswatini in Africa. It used to be formerly called Swaziland. So it is only this country in Africa that is not part of the FOCAC. So the summit location is usually rotated between China and Africa. So I think at the beginning, the first one was held in China, then the next one was held in one African country. I think it was Egypt, and so on and so forth, except in 2021, where it was slated to hold at Senegal, but unfortunately because of COVID-19, it was held online, right? So that is for the third word. Then the fourth term is 全球南方. Now 全球南方 can be a little bit confusing because you might be thinking maybe the global, when you say global south, you might be thinking it is the southern part of the world. No, although some of these countries align with this geographical location, but this global south, we also have global north, 全球北方, does not correspond with the geographical location. It is talking about the political importance or the economic power of this country. So usually for developed countries like countries in the Northern America, countries like Japan, Australia, usually they are called the global north. Like this is the global north, where they have more resources and more power politically, while global south is usually the less developed countries and continents, which includes Africa, Asia, and some other ones. So usually when we say global south, global north, this is what we're talking about. And in Chinese, it is 全球南方 and 全球北方. Then we have the next one to be 全面战略伙伴关系. This is very important. 全面战略伙伴关系. So 全面 is comprehensive, 战略 is strategic, 伙伴 partnership, 关系 partnership. So when we say comprehensive strategic partnership between a country or organizations, this is one of the highest level of relationship between countries. So there are other forms, the lesser forms. So probably in the past it was just 战略伙伴关系, which is just strategic partnership, but now it has elevated, right? It has risen to comprehensive strategic partnership. That means they have more partnerships on more teams, on more sectors: trade, security, energy, and so on and so forth. Then the last one is 新兴经济体. 新兴经济体. So 新兴 means something that is new, that is just emerging, is booming. So countries like China, Brazil, Nigeria, India too, are known as 新兴经济体 because they are booming and they are having more influence on the global economy. So basically, what we read earlier on was just like the introductory part of the published content. And during the visit of the president of Nigeria, Tinubu, to China, there were, I think, about 5 MoUs, memorandum of understandings, were signed covering different sectors, including trade, energy, security, and so on. Now, all of this points to deeper relationship and partnership between both countries, and not just Nigeria, but also the whole of Africa. Now, that means there will be more Chinese companies and more government investments in Nigeria and other African countries, and more Nigerians will be going to China to study and work, right? So for a Chinese speaker in Nigeria, a Nigerian Chinese speaker, what does this mean for us? This means more job opportunities. This means more cooperation with Chinese companies. Now, this is where I would advise that for a Nigerian speaking Chinese, you want to ensure that you're not just learning the surface Chinese, you are honing your skills and actually improving your proficiency, because as much as we know that there are so many companies in Nigeria right now, so many Chinese companies in Nigeria right now, and there are more to come, we know that so many of them don't offer conducive working environment. So for you to choose a place where you are able to work well and you feel you are getting the necessary developmental skills you need, and you are growing in your career as you would love to, you need to be able to hone your skills. You need to be at a very high level whereby you're able to choose the kind of work you want to do, and not that you have no option because you don't have very high proficiency and you just have to do what is available, right? So I am currently working on setting up some new classes for the last quarter of the year, and if you would like to be added to my waitlist, comment waitlist below or send me an email at haoxin HAOXIN Chinese at gmail.com if you have any other question for further or any further clarifications you'd like to make. See you next time. Bye.